Welcome to Not From Here, a podcast dedicated to the past versions of ourselves.
And the current versions of all of you. We are your co-hosts. I'm Riley Klauza.
And I am Isa Rodriguez. And we are just a couple of Michiganders turned New Yorkers trying to get a grip.
Have you ever been made fun of for the way you say things or thought, damn, I never even realized I had an accent?
Well, we have too, because we're definitely
not from here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What happened?
My voice was like, not from here.
It's okay.
Okay, sexy. Okay, giving good morning
Giving
at
good
3 o'clock in the
morning.
afternoon.
Good morning.
Ooh, okay, gorgeous. Who is with us today?
Hello.
It's
Hi guys.
Oh my God.
yeah.
You know him, you
Welcome.
love him, our social media manager king. What title would you like?
Pick your title
Pick
right
your
now.
title.
You said on the story, the man, the myth, the legend.
That's-
period.
Okay, that's how you have to
Yeah.
address him.
Okay.
Everyone, sorry.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Noted.
Hi. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. This is honestly like such a privilege and an honor to be here. Seriously, for those who don't know, I've been doing this it's been a little over a year
little over a
now,
year,
so
yeah.
it's been a work in progress for a minute to have me on. So I'm
I
just so excited to
know.
be here, and it's really crazy seeing the studio like
In person.
because I'm in my Adobe Premiere doing my thing. So it's really cool. I'm so excited. So
We are too. And tell everyone.
yeah.
So you're in New York, but you're not just
Yeah.
visiting us, are you?
No.
No. So yeah, I got here actually on my birthday, my 25th birthday. Shout out Libra.
Come on,
Libra, it's been in
Libra.
And so I've kind of had the itch to come here for a minute, honestly, since I visited you.
Was that your first time here when you visited?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it
For your
was.
that was your
My
22nd, 23rd?
23rd,
Yeah,
yes,
23rd.
23rd.
And I had a really good weekend, and it was just really fulfilling. And the energy of the city was just, I don't know, calling my name.
Yeah.
And so my friend, shout out Henderson. So I'm staying with him.
Shout
Come
out.
on, King.
Yeah, and so it worked out, and I'm gonna stay until like Thanksgiving-ish time. So yeah, I've been here for a month. So
That's honestly
basically,
the perfect way to do it. Like,
yeah,
I did something similar when I first came to the city where I got like an Airbnb for my first month because I didn't know how to sublet or any shit like that. But it's just like it's almost like a mini vacation. It's like I'm just
Yeah.
testing the waters, I'm trying it out, but I'm not like obligated to stay. But if I
Right.
wanted to, like I
Right.
could.
Maybe I could.
right. And I think too with New York, there's so much going on. I didn't want to throw myself into like a full lease situation for
Yeah.
a year and just kind of be like locked in if it's like not 100% my
Oh my god,
vibe.
totally.
And so I feel like a 2 month, month and a half ish period is like a good, all right, even if like it isn't fully like what I feel like is for me.
Yeah.
At least I'm like learning the city for what she is and kind of like
Mhm.
when I come back here, like I know the way
Yeah.
around because I'm always probably gonna end up coming here
Mhm.
anyways.
Yes.
Whatever
Yeah.
path I take. So
When you can always be like, oh yeah, in my 20s, when I turned 25, like I lived in
Right.
New York for a little bit. Like
I know.
okay, flex that.
No, I know. And I was like, let me spoil myself. I upgraded to first class, so I didn't have to pay extra for my checked bags. And I was like, you know what? We're gonna spoil myself on my
Yeah.
25th. And then I did a dance class, and yeah,
Oh,
it was really
I
fun.
remember that
The
dance class.
class,
Okay,
yeah.
so you're a month in, right? It's been
Yeah.
like officially a month almost of being in the city.
The 30th.
So how are you feeling?
I think so. The first week I got here, like my body kind of caved in. Like I
Yeah.
was on like 4
God.
hours of sleep
Yeah.
and like flew and just was trying to adapt to everything. And then kind of had some other stuff just going on. And so I feel like, especially to just like navigating the city and kind of learning that it's taken me a minute to like get into the
Used to
groove.
it, yeah.
Yeah. and
It's
now
such
I'm
a
like
big
my
transition.
allergies too. I'm like, woo, a little raspy again today. But
The allergies.
yeah, I think it's fun. I think, yeah, I'm still feeling it out for sure.
Totally. So, okay. You're in New York now, but let's go back in time a little bit.
Okay.
Where are you from?
So I'm from Dearborn, Michigan. Shout out.
Woo! Reppin'.
Yeah, fellow Michigander here. Riley and I met in high school. freshman year of high school.
We
Crazy.
we had an
Um,
English class together.
we had English class together. We sat by each other. I just remember like
Yeah,
the back corner of
not the
room.
back corner, please.
Yeah, and then
But I feel like Les Mis was kind of our.
yeah, we did the musical.
And who were you in Les Mis?
I was the guy that got stuck under the cart. So
And you know how Jean Valjean, like, he like
Yeah.
lifts it, and then that's when Javert's like, I
Yeah.
know this man. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he's so strong.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that was me as a freshman.
he
I
was
got stuck
no,
under
he was the
cart.
man under the cart.
No, yeah, and it was. I started theater in 7th grade. I don't really do much acting theater stuff now, but I do got my theater roots.
No,
definitely
you're an
teaching.
artist. You're a creative.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's talk about the roots. Take us back.
Yeah. So, growing up, I kind of was always musically inclined. I would say, like, I was bopping around to High School Musical, like on my couch, playing "What's My Name, Rihanna," like dancing like, on the couch and stuff. And so I kind of always just like had that in me. And my parents, like, both very sports heavy people, family in general. They both went like U of M and stuff, and so growing up, they put me in soccer and basketball. And
They're like,
it's
we're having an athlete.
Yeah, which spoiler, not spoiler, but my little brother was. I just say as like a joke, like that's what they say in Big Brother, like they call 'em meatheads when they talk. He's just like a meathead, like through and through, but like in a cute way, like it's okay.
Yeah, it's
he was the
endearing.
sports,
Yeah,
the
he's a meathead.
like the sports vibes.
Yeah.
And then I kind of was more musically inclined, and so my mom found this youth theater. Actually, shout out Motor City Youth Theater. That was like my uprising. Yeah, and at the time I just met Anna. Shout
Our
out Anna.
queen.
Love that.
Anna.
One of
My
not
girl. That's-
from here is like
that's
biggest
Biggest
fan.
fan.
Every
loyal
episode,
supporter.
loyal.
Have to give her a shout out. Mwah, love you, Miss Anna. And so yeah, she actually did Annie at Divine Child
Okay.
elementary school, and I saw that and I was like, whoa, this is so cool. And then my
Oh.
mom found the youth theater, and they were doing Annie that year, so Anna did it again so that she could do it with me. And then
And what were you?
I was Drake the Butler.
Okay, Drake the Butler. I know Drake the
Yeah,
Butler.
Yeah, and then Anna was the NYC girl. So it was just the cutest thing ever. I feel like I was a pretty insecure kid as a child, just bullying vibes and not really knowing my identity and everything. And so that really kind of helped me find myself, especially
Oh.
like musically inclined too. And so yeah, I did that kind of segued in. I did one of Elisa's like theater camps.
The summer
That's
theater
what-
camps
yeah,
that
yeah,
like we as like
yeah.
14-year-olds were like put in charge of like
Yeah.
8th graders, so like they're a year
Yeah.
younger than us, and like please, I had no
No, and my
reason to
mom-
have authority.
My mom forced Joy to do it that year, and Joy was like, "I love you, baby," like on the stage, which was
Okay,
crazy,
okay,
like,
King.
for him. But yeah, so did that, kept up with it, and then did a couple more shows at the youth theater, and then high school came around, and I was like, "We're gonna try the theater
We're
thing."
gonna keep it going.
Did the play, and then yeah, did Les Mis, and I got the guy stuck under the cart. Pasha Levant, say his name.
Word. Remember
You're
his
a
name.
man, I have no words. You come from God, you are a saint. Yeah, that was really bad, but like on purpose,
Yes.
But I actually have a story time about that. I'll make it quick because I know we have like a lot to talk on. But I remember like for that show so vividly.
What did you want? Did you want the guy under the
I,
cart,
just-
or
I
like
didn't even know.
you were just like, I'll take whatever?
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
freshman, like I'm stressed and scared. It's
Yeah.
my first like big musical like on
Mhm.
a scale. And there was like a tech rehearsal. If like
I know
don't
exactly. Are you talking about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah, it's always and so there was this tech rehearsal. I don't know exactly when it was, but I was stuck under the cart doing the thing. Mind you, it was like there wasn't like a little divot for
No, like
the
he's
cart.
actually under the
So I'm
cart.
like literally like it's sitting on my leg. Like I'm like getting a bruise. I'm like a freshman.
I'm sorry, I'm getting a bruise.
Yeah.
And they call hold.
Yeah, and all of a sudden like the lights go out. And like the power, something with the power, like the lighting was this. And I'm like just stuck under the cart for like a solid 10 to 15 minutes. And no one's helping me. I'm just like there. I'm like, what is happening?
He's suffering.
Yeah. And so finally lights come back on. I'm like, woo, like whiplash,
Yeah.
fatigued from like laying like on the side. And I go backstage and one of like our castmates is just like yakking like
Yakking.
backstage, like right after that. And like I was like, it was just like a whole
It was so much drama though, because so we obviously didn't have enough mics for an entire cast, so we would like have to switch off mics. And he, throw a puke man, shared a mic with our Fontaine. And so everyone's like, oh my God, she's gonna get sick. She's gonna
Yeah.
get sick. Like it
Which
was
super
so
nice kid,
much
but-
drama. Yeah, super nice kid, like wasn't feeling
Yeah.
well, puked everywhere.
Yeah, so So
This is a little random, but it reminded me. I have like an injury story from high school theater, which is so
yeah.
stupid, but it should be shared. I was doing Little Women my junior year of high school, and I literally was walking. Like I was walking. I was wearing heels,
no.
but like not big heels, just regular
Yes.
booted heels. Um, and somebody called places, and I was like not on backstage. Like I was by the green room and I heard it and I was like, oh my God, like I gotta go. And so I had this suitcase that my character had, and I'm like carrying the suitcase and I'm like
Drama.
scurrying around. And then I open the door and like I kind of like squeeze by and my leg just like fucking sprains its ankle. And I literally was like, ah! And like,
Drop the suitcase.
fell on the
Yeah.
floor. Like my friend at the time was like running up to me and he's like, oh my God, like, are you okay? And everybody's like, we need to get her to urgent care. Like they like wheelchaired
Is this like
me
tech or
out.
is this like
This was like dress rehearsal 2 days before.
not Marmy?
Not Marmy.
Marmy being wheeled the fuck out of rehearsal.
I know.
Like
And you know what's funny? Who was my Joe?
Megan.
Megan Corbett.
Shout out Megan.
Oh.
Happy birthday,
Shout out
Megan.
Megan.
Happy
Happy
birthday, Megan.
My Scorpio diva.
Okay.
So yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for letting me
I hope
share.
I hope you're good.
Oh, she's back.
She's back. No one's
Megan like
stressed.
doesn't know who I am, and I'm like, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Queen.
Happy birthday.
Okay, so Noah also did. You did go through the musical theater acting
Yeah.
audition process. To,
I did.
and then, so tell us a little bit about that and like where that led you to.
Yeah.
Segue.
So, after I guess the musical world, forensics world, which is like that's a very deep cut. Which like
Deep
that's not even,
cut.
like,
If you
what-
know, you
we're not-
fucking
if
know.
you
We're
you
not
know,
diving in.
forensics. If you know, you know. I did that for a couple of years, and then senior year I wrapped up, did a show, the play, and then did like Hello Dolly, which was like super fun. Probably like my fave, like environment wise.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was kind of on the fence, like, do I want to pursue something with acting? Do I want to take the musical theater route, or do I want to go more like the technical side of things? Because at this time around, I would say like sophomore year, I kind of started getting into like photography, and so I got a camera and kind of started to play around with that. Shout out again, Miss Anna. She was
What was
my
your
model.
What was your Insta? Was it like Noah Wiz photo or
Yeah,
something
I
like?
had- yeah, it
I
still
was
like
like-
exists.
I
but-
was like, I
she's been
remember it so
active.
vividly.
Yeah, and so I got into that, and then I really loved the creative side of that. I did like the photography class and everything, and then it was I've always loved like growing up like YouTuber vibe. Like
You were a
Stop,
YouTube
like, the
kid.
David
I was a
Dobrik
YouTube kid.
Era.
Yeah, like that with like Liza and like
Oh.
Joey Graceffa and like everyone
When
like in that
they
world.
broke up and they posted that video, the breakup video,
Yeah,
Liza and,
that was
and
crazy.
David, that's my Roman
Yeah.
Empire.
Right,
The
and
way
even,
I
like,
sobbed
yeah.
to that video.
No,
Like,
for
sobbed to it
literally.
together.
But it was like Justine, like Rosanna Panzino, like literally like the most random but like fun people, and I feel like that like raised me. Even like Colleen, but like we're not. Like, no, we're not. Yeah.
Toxic
so-
gossip train.
Woo!
And that's it.
Yeah, and then like college was like Emma Chamberlain vibes, which
Oh.
was like very I feel
Oh,
like influential to our
love.
generation for sure.
Oh,
with
yeah.
the
100%
style.
The Gen Zers.
Yeah, and so when I kind of took that into inspiration and was like, I want to start a YouTube channel. And so I started my YouTube channel this summer before senior year of high school. I got like my first DSLR camera then and upgraded
Ah.
and had my whole setup, and my content was not good.
It was so good.
was
I
cute,
watched
it was
every
cute.
video.
Like it got
Aw.
gradually better, but it kind of started with just like it was like music content a bit, and then it was kind of just like outfits, but then it was whatever. And that was like high school, and then college it kind of like shifted for sure. Like I did a lot of music reaction videos too, which kind of skyrocketed my
Oh,
channel for a
love the
bit,
music
which
reaction videos.
yeah, it was really fun, and it's like honestly a really good way to like build like community, because the people who come in, like the stan culture like comes in, and then they are like, not only are they like a diehard for the musicians, but they're also gonna be a diehard for you because you understand like the artists on like a different level too. And so
Totally.
yeah, I did that, and I was like, you know what? After like Thespian Festival, like an audition.
No, like
that's just a
Noah
lot.
was like committed to the bit. Like
I
we
was.
like did auditions. Like we had the same college audition coach. Like
Yeah.
we dove in together. We went on the
Mm.
the tours of colleges together.
No,
Your
he-
dad
yeah.
driving.
No, yeah. Yeah, and so yeah, I just remember too, like at that I was doing auditions at the thing, and one of the theater moms was like, "You're not gonna get in."
No. I
literally
remember
looking
this
in the
so
eyes, and,
vivid.
I'm not
It's
no
so
it was just, like, I was like,
so
"Damn," like, I kinda had a feeling because I was just really nervous and, like, whatever, but I was like, "Damn, like, why would you, like, say that to, like, a younger kid?" Like, a
yeah.
kid who's, like, trying.
Child.
Yeah, and so that's, like, a whole thing,
You're
but
not gonna get in.
yeah, I kind of
You're living
realized.
through your child, so
Right,
embarrassing.
Literally.
Anyway,
yeah, whatever,
hope she's
um
doing unwell.
yeah, and
Anyway,
so at that point, I was like, mind you, it's like senior year. I'm trying to like have a cute, fun little senior year. Like, I don't know what I
Mhm.
want. Like,
No one
no
does.
one
Yeah.
does. Like, some people do. But all I knew is I really enjoyed my video editing. I really enjoyed my YouTube stuff. And so my mom actually, she found this program through Bowling Green State University in Ohio, which was about an hour and a half away from where I grew up,
Mhm.
called Visual Communication Technology,
mm,
which is like a cross media of photography, videography, interactive media, so like website building, and
mm.
then print, so like how like logos and things are made for like bigger printed like scale of things. And it seemed really interesting and like cool. And so I basically like literally after graduation of high school, like I literally didn't even have anything on the pamphlet for like where I was
Like where
going
he
'cause
was
I just
going,
didn't
yeah.
know. And it
No.
was like literally May I toured and like decided like very last minute, and I
Mhm.
went to BG, and it was like the best thing that ever happened
It's
to me. It was
perfect.
just the
Yeah.
perfect fit for me. It was definitely like small town vibes, but like
Yeah.
still 20,000 people. So like
It's there's enough.
yeah, there's enough like going on that you can, find yourself. And that program was like a perfect fit for me. It was a bit hard at first because a lot of the intro classes are a little like graphic design heavy, and that's
Yeah.
like not as much my realm. But when you get later in, you can kind of like focus in on um like I focused in on video and photo, the tracks for that, and then got to pick like a cluster of stuff and did like social media classes and like business entrepreneurship vibes. So
Wow.
it was perfect. Yeah, I
Mhm.
somehow got done in 4 years. I don't know how. And then I still kept up with like the music side. Like I was in an a cappella group, which was super
Love.
fun. Um,
The acapella
1040,
parties.
shout out 1040. Yeah. And so how this ties in too, Riley went to college at Finley.
I did. Where's
Aw.
Finley? 20 minutes from Bowling
Yeah,
Green.
and so
So
her
cutesy,
and her
guys.
little crew would come up to
Every weekend. Every
and
fucking
crash
weekend
on
we
my
were
floor.
staying on Noah's floor.
Yeah.
What I love so much about our friendship is it's gone through like so many
Yeah.
waves of like the universe just like always bringing us back together. Thank God.
Yeah.
Like not
Yeah.
like, like we just like through life, like you just like you
Yeah.
get busy, like life changes, but it's like Noah has been my consistent friend who it's like
Yeah.
no matter how long we're apart, like we can come back together and talk. But like it's crazy because like we went to high school together and then we're going to college right near each other. We're
Yeah.
carpooling to college together, like when like for holidays and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like now, like, all these years later, and then you're working for the podcast. You're in New York now. Like it's crazy how life
Yeah.
works. Oh, I just love ya.
Yeah, I love you too.
No, like the lore between me and Noah is just
No,
crazy.
there's a lot.
There's a lot. We got like 10 years under our belt.
No,
Yeah.
for sure. So yeah, in college, I feel like too, when I finally got my groove with like my major and everything, and my friends and just figuring all of that vibe out, I kept up with my YouTube. It kind of turned into more like college content.
It was so good. Like there's
you.
a video
Thank
of
you so
me and
much.
my mom, like I sent it to you in on like our living room, like Noah's on our giant like flat screen and we're just watching. We're just
Yeah.
watching the content.
That like means a lot to me too, like when people would send stuff like that to me, because like again, this is like a dream of mine. I'm like, okay, my whole point of this was like, let's get the technical side
Yeah.
of the video editing, the photo stuff, the I guess like I don't know, influencer vibe at the time before it was like really called that, because
Yeah.
like
This is like
this is
pre-TikTok.
Yeah, this
pre
was
TikTok.
this was it was the YouTube era.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
YouTubers.
exactly. And so
The content.
yeah, it was like
creators.
2018, 2019 when that's really when TikTok started to hit off. And I had a video go viral on,
Your
on my
TikToks.
YouTube.
I just
And my
remembered
TikToks,
your
right.
TikToks.
So
Okay,
cringe,
anyway,
like,
keep going.
LOL,
Sorry.
don't even try and find them. Like I archived them like a month ago.
Like they're gone.
No, did you really?
There's some that are still up. And so I had this video go viral on my YouTube because I was like at this point being really consistent. I was getting caught up with work and such
Yeah.
for school. And I had this video where I like pretended, this is like so, I hate this, but of course the dumbest video goes viral.
Goes viral,
It
of
always is
course.
like
It
that,
always
right?
does.
Yeah, I had, do you guys remember like Mariah Carey doing like the bottle cap challenge where she's like, ah, and she like
Yes.
sings, that was like Wicked. Ah, why would I do that to Wicked? Yeah, I don't know why it was that.
Yeah.
And like the cap goes flying off. Like,
Yes.
it was like that was like very short, like viral, like very quick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I like jokingly did that and like pretended to just like scream whatever, like sing it or whatever. And then I just like flicked it off with like my finger as like a joke, whatever, and did it. 600,000 views on YouTube. It skyrocketed me to 10,000 on YouTube. And I was like, oh my God, this is my moment. I was like, this is like what I've waited for. Yeah,
Oh,
it was crazy. I was like, of all the fucking videos, like
that
this
I've
is
made
what,
and put
yeah,
effort into.
right. Which I was already sitting around maybe like 3,000 from like reaction videos because like I would do like a lot of like Taylor Swift reactions or like talking about like music stuff, and then that would bring people in and such. And I was like pretty active. I still am pretty active on Twitter, but yeah, that was like what skyrocketed me, and I kind of just kept up with that. Like the marketing team on campus like reached out and was like, "Hey, like we want you to do like a video like interviewing people on campus," and like
It's giving Billy on the street.
no, it
but
really
for
was.
Bowling
Like
Green.
before
Yeah.
that was like really popular and trendy. Now,
Mhm.
like I like was doing that and it was just so
Yeah.
much fun and like well, he like obviously started it, but now it's like so like
Yeah, like
Yeah,
everyone.
Like, I
there's
literally
a
saw-
lot of people on TikTok that
Yeah.
go around and ask people things.
right, like
What do you
literally
do for work?
right.
What do you
like,
pay for rent?
literally in my neighborhood, I saw Chris Clemens recording like on the street, and I was like,
I get so scared somebody's gonna stop me.
No,
What do you do for work? I work at a bakery. What's your favorite
Hey.
thing about your job? Eating free food.
right. But Issa got me one of those, or the croissants, and it was like the best shit I've ever had. So I would say like junior year, like second semester was probably like the best I felt.
Mhm.
And then obviously that was 2019.
Everyone's peak. I'm telling
Everyone's peak for sure. And then early 2020 was a lot for me.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was crazy. My mom actually started to get sick at this point, which is like a deep cut for sure. We
Deep
don't need to
cut.
like fully dive into it, but
you. Yeah.
it was like yeah, she kind of just had some stuff starting to happen, and right when she was really really sick was when COVID hit. And so it was a weird energy of like, all right, I'm at my peak of like YouTube stuff, but my mom is getting sick in a
Yeah.
weird way that's not really happened before. And I had to kind of like go into like a hibernation state of like, all right, I got to figure out how to get my mom better,
Yeah.
figure out all of
Mhm.
that vibe. And then on top of it, like the week she was at her worst was when COVID hit. And so it was just this weird, like, whoa, like my life just like fully switched.
Yeah. And no one knew what was going on either at that point.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
Like it was
such
just
a
such a
Yeah.
confusing time.
confusion.
Yeah. And so we did the thing, got her some help, went a little worse, up and down for sure. Mental health system is totally messed up here. That's like a whole different
So
system.
hard,
Like
yeah.
it should be easier to get people help. And so I pushed through senior year of college somehow with my mom being sick. Um, and yeah, it was a really difficult time for me. And I graduated in May of 2021, which like in
Woo!
4 years, I don't know how I did it. That is like to
I'm
this day,
so
like,
proud of
my
you.
biggest feat, especially with just like the family trauma that was going on. Um, and
Yeah, that's something to be very proud of.
yeah,
Mhm.
it was a lot. But when I graduated, I had this dream as well to try and reclaim my path again. And um I actually growing up in 2017, 2018, so like late high school, like early
Mhm.
college, my family, like my mom's first cousin in her little chain lives in Oregon out west. And I had visited once with my friend Faith, shout out Faith, Mama,
Another queen.
Members Queen, and then the second year Anna, shout out Ms. Anna again.
Yeah.
She's just always
She's
on.
in every
Shout out
story.
there.
Yeah. And so we we did trips. I was obsessed with it. Like they lived in Bend, Oregon. It's very like it's cutesy. It's very
Mhm.
like hiker weather.
I love that.
like,
Okay,
yeah.
weather.
And so whatever, like they lived in a ranch. My cousin's a horse trainer, like it was a whole vibe, right? Yeah.
Wait, that's sick.
Like-
Did you ever ride any horses?
Farm.
You know it.
You
farm
know
boy.
You know it. I was a farm boy for yeah. And so post college,
The videos with the pigs.
there's a pig named Daisy.
I
yeah.
love pigs.
No, I'll send you a pic. I'll
She's
I'll add it to the
cute.
video because you know I'm gonna be editing.
You're like,
And so I'll add a pic
Got
of
it.
Daisy. That's a queen right there.
Oh, we got that.
She's like a fan fave actually. Like, with, like,
she's so
friends,
cute.
yeah.
She's so big.
And so yeah, I literally my cousin Erica, her best friend, also shout out Erica. I keep doing shout outs. I'm like
No, everyone
yeah.
gets a shout out.
Erica, they grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina, and
Mm.
her best friend growing up, Lucia Mama, is another shout out. That's my girl. She's a photographer. She does editorial photo stuff, and
Oh,
so
love that.
she's amazing.
I
Go check her
have
out,
to
Lucia
show you.
Wallace
You-
photo.
no, I
She's
Oh,
so good.
you guys
Like,
don't
amazing.
understand.
I need to see.
I need her to do my wedding. She doesn't know me, but
No, she knows you. She
no,
listens to the
okay.
pod.
Thank God.
She would be a good
Hi.
guest actually.
Oh,
She would be
Yeah.
such a good catch.
She was a theater girl too. Theater girl too. Spring Awakening
Nice.
sister. That's she'll get it. She'll get it. She'll get it.
Mama.
Yeah. Her and Masai, yeah. And
Work.
so I had been FaceTime besties with her for like a minute. And so my Aunt Kayla paid to fly her to Michigan and we did the road trip across country. First time meeting.
So fun.
And we
Isn't that so
it was
cool?
crazy and we like hit it off right away. We did like
Oh.
Yellowstone, the Badlands, like Mount Rushmore, like all the vibes. And then we were roommates at my aunt's house for a year because she lived there too and she did the same thing as me. She got there a year before me, and so we got like this. And so it was just a
Wow.
crazy experience of like I got to go to like Portland and see that. And like I went to Seattle for a concert with Lucia and like went to Salt Lake City and went to, different parts of California. And it was just like a really fulfilling experience for me because I've always wanted to like be there. I don't think I could see myself like living in Bend. Like it's a really cute spot to visit. Like I went there this past summer because I had a wedding. Shout out Emily. I went to a wedding. And so I got to see my family and everything. But yeah, it was a really good time. And so that's kind of where I ended up. And then I didn't really like stick with like the YouTube stuff and everything as much because I just was
Life
so
got
overstimulated. Life got
busy.
busy
Life
and I
got
just was
fucking
trying to find
busy.
myself
Being an
again. And
adult
so
is hard.
yeah, and so that was a really good experience. But then I started, I guess, work-wise, I was working at a marketing agency, which was pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I would help Lucia with shoots and things, but I got let go, which is like a whole story. But it was a good experience for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, just economic state vibes. And then at this point, my mom started to get sick again, and so I was like, "What do I do?" I kind of am already feeling like this is not my vibe. Like
Yeah,
living here, it was
there's a
like
next
fun for a
step,
year.
yeah.
Like I'm not a farm boy. I'm feeding the horses at 6 p.m. Like period. Like riding the Polaris in the back. Like which was like fun. That's like a fun like summer
Yeah.
vibes.
It was just like a
Um,
little stint of your
yeah,
life.
and
It
my aunt,
wasn't forever.
yeah,
Yeah.
love my Aunt Kayla too. Like boss queen. Like shout out restaurant owner. Like Lexi
Oh.
too, cousin. I gotta give them all. I have queens for sure. So we had a good unit going for sure.
Mhm.
But my mom started to get sick again, and then unfortunately passed away in August of 2022, and it was just like the craziest. Like I literally like my dad flew out. I had to road trip back home to like try and get her better,
Mhm.
and it was just a whole saga. And so yeah, I mental health, it's a really tough thing. And so she passed away, had to deal with all of that stuff, which we'll get into a little bit, the grief, which
Yeah. We're
and
trauma
so we're
bonded.
trauma bonded for sure within the same year of our moms. And so I basically like lost my job, didn't know what I was doing with my life, moved home, helped my mom, and then I had to reestablish what life looked like for me. And because I'm like the oldest, I had to deal with all of the estate
Next of
stuff,
kin,
the next
yeah.
of
Oh my
kin.
God.
And so I had
Kids
to,
are
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
No.
no, we're
When my
traumatized.
mom passed, Noah was genuinely one of the first people I called. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, what the fuck do I do
do I do
now?
now?
Yeah.
What happens?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I had to deal with like probate court and like cleaning out like my childhood house, which was so heavy because there
Like,
was just
Yeah.
so much stuff.
You're
It was just a
still a
lot.
kid. Like, yes,
Yeah.
you're
I was
growing
22.
up, but like that is
Yeah.
so
No,
in
like,
the scheme of things, like cleaning out your like you've talked about this as well, but like you're
yeah.
grieving like your childhood too, like
Yeah.
the transition out of that.
Right.
Mhm.
And you guys always talk about this too, just like quarter life crisis, like mid 20s vibes. Like it's already a very developmental time of like
Mhm.
finding yourself. And like I was cleaning out my childhood house, like a lot of my mom who has dyed her stuff, which is crazy. And then like Anna, for reference, she like got Melly, like the cutest little dog, like got engaged
Melly.
and bought a dog or bought a house all within the same month. And I'm like, whoa, this is just like the paths that different people are on and like what you deal with. Like I'm dealing with this now, but like people are gonna have to deal with this like in
Down
their
the line.
50s and like
Years later,
and
yeah.
dealing with the trauma and grief of all of that. And like it's just crazy how different paths people are on. And Anna
Mhm.
was like such a supportive friend for me throughout all of it. So love that girl
We
down.
love our
But
queen.
Mhm.
yeah, I pushed through. It took me a year to clean out the house, but I had help from my dad. I had some help from some other friends, and shout out
Mhm.
Sarah. Like I literally had like I did have like a good support system, but it was like a full-time job.
Oh yeah.
It was like a full-time job. I didn't work for a year, and
Yeah.
that's controversial, but whatever.
No.
I was like, I need to focus on my mental health, got in therapy, which always team therapy. Shout out Mariah. I will be sending her the link. Love that girl down.
Is that your therapist?
Yeah, Mariah. That's a queen right there.
That is so
Mariah.
funny. Hi, Mariah.
Hey
Hi,
girl.
Mariah.
Thanks for
Yeah.
taking care of Noah.
We put the house up for sale in June, had the estate sale in August, which is like very heavy, and then closed on the house in September. And it was like, whoa, all of this was like happening at once. And so yeah, and then that's when I started with the pod. I was like, I needed an outlet to get back into my creative work again because I was nervous to throw myself back in after just being confidence shot
Of
from a
course.
bit with everything I'd been
Mhm.
through with past work and just mentally where I was at. And so the girls posted on their Instagram.
Ugh, why am I literally gonna cry?
She's
They
getting
posted on
emotional
their
over here.
Instagram, and I saw it, and I didn't message them because I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. Too sometimes too, just like in general, working with friends you
It
never know
can
how
always
it'll
get a little
go.
tricky,
It can get
yeah.
It can be
tricky,
tricky, yeah.
and so I was like, I'm not gonna say anything, but like I had it in the back of my head, and I was like, if they reach out, like, okay, I'll consider it. And Riley texted me, and
You know I did.
she was like, bitch, like, are you? She was like, are you?
You were the person, like,
Yeah,
not like, sorry, everyone else. Like, everyone was great. But, like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, this would be a perfect position for Noah because I knew, obviously, like, what you were going through. I know you were just trying to, like, dip your toes
yeah,
back in. And, like, that's how I, like, threw it at you. I was like,
yeah.
this is just, like, an opportunity to, like, as if you want,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. And so we interviewed and just chatted and it hit it off. And then yeah,
mm-hmm.
we've been doing it for over a year. And it's
Here we
it's
are.
awesome. I feel like I've been able to apply like all of my YouTube skills that I did
Yes.
for my own editing because I kind of leaned into the like the Emma Chamberlain, like funny, like sound
Mhm.
effects, like short, quickie, fast jumping, which I did with my YouTube, which I
Which
always
is
loved,
so
like the
good.
comedy vibes. And I've like applied that to like what I've done with you guys using
Yeah.
like Adobe Premiere, which is like my girl. I love Adobe. And yeah, I love it. I genuinely do. It's been such an honor and also a privilege to be able to do this for you guys. And I've just had so much fun, like crafting the YouTube and like making the clips. And it's been so fun to see all of the other guests too. Like
Mhm.
it's been really inspiring for me as well because I've had in the back of my head that I wanted to come here.
Mhm.
And so, I saw that seeing all these other people like go through their own experiences, like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
just hearing about them transitioning to New York and hearing your guys' transition to New York, like it was just it's so inspiring for me to like apply that to like why I'm here now. And
Yeah.
so I'm just, yeah, it's been great. And I've loved it. So
Yeah.
You truly have been an incredible addition. Like something
you,
that I think about a lot is like I feel like I'm the kind of person that like I have ideas for things, but I'm not always so sure of how to like execute it.
yeah,
And video editing is one of those things where it's like in theory, I know what I want it to be like. You know what I
right,
mean? And
right.
you just do such an amazing job of creating like exactly what our vibe would be. Like it feels like
Yeah,
I watch it and I'm like, that's exactly what I would have done. Or
yeah,
like that's exactly what I like watching.
Mhm.
yeah.
And you just like naturally do it because you know what's good and what's up, you know?
Thank
Ugh,
you. Thank you
you're the
so
best, truly.
much. I
Go
really do
check out the
appreciate
YouTube
that.
channel. It's
Yeah.
good.
Check
We
it
literally
out.
say it every week. Like, we could
We
not
mean
do
it.
this without you, Noah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
I
Genuinely.
couldn't.
appreciate that so much. It does mean a lot, and it's been great for my portfolio. And
Yeah.
just like I
Thank
do
God.
feel
Put that
like
baby on the resume.
yeah, and so I'm just yeah, it's been great. So thank you guys. Seriously,
Yay.
I'm so
Thank
honored. So
you.
So, aside from helping us and working with us, what else do? You use your skills for other people
yeah.
too, right?
Yeah. So in general too, like I've kind of experimented with like other freelance work. Like I've shot a couple weddings before, not my vibe. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's just a lot.
A lot of
I've done
stress.
video with Lucy actually. She did the photos, I did the video. But I have kind of tapped in as well to like the agency world. And right now I'm working for an agency called The Creator Code. Shout out Lexi and Owen. They've been the best. They
Oh,
reached out to me in May and they were like, hey, like we really need help with just like a social media manager. Like, are you free, open to, what does your schedule look like? And it was like the quickest turnaround ever. Like she texted me on a Friday on my friend Faith's wedding. Like I was like, oh my God, I was telling the girls like at the wedding, I'm like, guys, I might have a job. And then literally like Tuesday we had a chat and then it was like instantly like they like had me on. And so I've been working with them since May and they're super cool. They work for a bunch of different brands. One of their biggest is definitely cakes, like nibble covers.
I know the
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah, they
I
My
work with
sister
like
love that.
sticks them all over our walls.
Grippy Not Sicky, shout out. Cakes. An amazing company. They were on
She's
Shark
sick and
Tank. They've
twisted.
Oh
done super
wow.
well. Yeah. And so they're like leading on TikTok shop. Like they're great. And so
Word.
Lexi, my friend slash boss, does like all their helps with their social media content and everything. And so she's been amazing, her and Owen. And I work with a destination wedding company. And I've been managing like the socials and helping with like feed posts and story posting and everything. And so yeah, it's been fun. It's been a good time so far. So shout out to them. Super cute. And so yeah, I'm excited. I think too it's cool because it's fully remote. So I can that's
Oh,
kind of
you
why I
can
was able
be
to come to
anywhere,
New
yeah.
York too. And be able to try this out. And
That's
so
really
it's been
nice.
really great to do that as well as the pod
Mhm.
as for like resume building and just in general. It's been cool to get back to like after me being down hella bad with my family trauma
Yeah.
to, you
He's
know,
on the come up.
we're on the comeback.
On
And
the rise.
so yeah, did that and then period. Yeah. Well, yeah.
And I work.
Yeah. and I work,
Okay, I have to ask.
yeah.
So okay, let's just put out there. I'm sure you guys have picked up. Noah is like the most like music savvy.
Yeah,
Like you know everything about music. I swear,
Yeah.
every artist, like he is
Yeah.
that bitch.
I'm a pop culture
So
freak.
he's a pop culture freak, which we love him for. Like,
Yeah.
thank God.
Yeah.
But okay, so tell us, like, he's been to Coachella multiple times, but he also like met a celebrity recently, and like, can we talk about it?
Yeah. So this is crazy.
Oh
So
my god, I'm just thinking about the video of you guys together.
I know. So basically, like I said, with my YouTube world, I used to do a lot of reactions. And so one of my favorite groups growing up was Fifth Harmony.
Of course, it was. That
Those are my
makes
girls.
so much sense.
Yeah.
Work from Home is Noah's song.
No, that was my song in high school.
Now you gotta do the work.
He has the dance memorized. I bet he could still do it. I'm like, stand
I'll
up.
get up right now and do it. period. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No, you're
work from home. Anyway,
Woo, woo. Yeah.
good.
So yeah, growing up like hold on. So yeah, definitely was just no. So
He
yeah.
gets it.
see, you
No,
do
I
get it.
get
Like
it.
you
You
know how
get
to
it.
even just like restart. Like
No,
other
yeah.
people's,
like,
Like I feel so
can
natural in this
I-
setting. Like I think I could have my own podcast, dead ass.
but-
Talking about music, for sure.
Why don't you?
We'll get there.
Okay.
Maybe this is sparking my
Noah's notes.
period.
Okay.
Yeah, me and Makai, that's my girl. That's my we'll get her. We'll get to her.
She'll get her shout out. No one
Yeah,
stress.
No, I have not shouted. Yeah. So yeah, I guess going back to the YouTube stuff, I used to do the reactions, and one of my favorite groups was Fifth Harmony growing up.
Period.
I love that.
Like that was my shit. Like on the bus, like woo, in
Yes.
high school. Yeah. And so Normani, the singer, was in Fifth Harmony. If you know Motivation, Love Lies with Khalid, Dancing with a Stranger,
Mhm.
like Wild Side with Cardi B. Like she has some hits. And so I kind of had like a little bit of a network through my reactions because
I
those
love
would get a
that.
bit of some views. And then on Twitter as well, when Motivation came out and just all of that, I got as well a community of people of the nation. Hey nation.
Is that what they were called?
Yeah, the Normani Nation.
Oh,
Um
okay, Normani.
yeah, and so I've just been around for like years and years and years since like 2018 with Normani going solo and then Fifth Harmony from X Factor days. And so one of the big fan pages reached out to me because Normani's debut album was coming out after a long awaited like 6 years. And she reached out to me and she was like, "Hey, are you based in LA?" And I was like, "No, why?" And she's like, "Oh, like I thought you were based in LA because of Coachella," which we'll talk about Coachella like really quick after this. And I was like, "Why is Normani doing a listening party for?"
How did you know?
Because
Like
I
you
knew because
literally
I've been
knew.
tweeting it like, "Normani, have a listening party. Normani, have a listening party. Like the fans want to support you." And she was like, "Yeah, she's doing one like on her birthday, like, but it's for like LA based people." And I was like, "Oh, bitch, like I'll be LA for a weekend. Like I'll figure it out."
I'll be based.
And my good
I'll be
sis
based.
Danny, shout out Danny, she got me on the list. And I wasn't sure like if this was actually gonna happen because originally the date was like on Normani's birthday and then it got moved to June 7th. And so it was like the fastest turnaround ever. Literally, like Tuesday, Normani posted on her story, like, "Enter for a chance to win, like coming to my listening party on Friday." It got moved. Wednesday, Danny was like, "You're on the list, like I got you." Like, and then Thursday, RCA Records emailed me and was like, "You and a plus one like are invited." And so Wednesday night I was like, "Do I book my flight? Do I not? I don't know what's gonna happen." So I froze a flight on Hopper. Spirit, hey Spirit.
Come on, Spirit. I love her.
And flew out 7 a.m. Friday morning, got there at 9 LA time, stayed with my good sis Izzy. Shout out Izzy. That's my Coachella sister, Angel Baby, and shout out Zuri as well, which we're gonna talk about both of them after this because I do want to chat about them. And I got there, stayed, did my work for the day, and then I literally went and I was on the VIP list. And I literally was like, there's a couple mutuals I haven't like ever met before, like in person, which was so fun to see. And yeah, it was like in this parking garage. They had like a drink station with different like names of like the album songs, like for like cool drinks. They had like a
Oh.
tattoo station. They had literally like a graffiti shirt that you could like get custom. And she literally came in like I don't know what kind of car it was. I think a Lamborghini, and the arms of the car flapped up, was smoking. We were at this barricade, and she like played the whole album, and we were like all dancing like at a barricade with her, and it was crazy. And then I got to stay after with like 15 people and like meet her afterwards, which I met her in 2019 for the Sweetener tour. She opened for Ariana Grande.
Oh, I was
Paid
there.
for that. You were there, yeah.
I was there.
And so I got to meet her again, and it was just like the most amazing experience ever. I like got to talk to her. I got to meet her mom, and I just told her like how proud I was of her, and she's just like the
Aw.
sweetest ever. Because she's been through a lot because both of her parents got cancer at the same time,
Oh.
and that's why like partially the reason why the album was delayed and stuff. And so
Oh my
yeah,
god.
it was an amazing experience, and LA just treated me really, really well.
Aw.
And so yeah, I love that and such. So yeah, love you, Norm. That's
Love
my
you,
girl. That's my
Normani.
girl.
Come
That's
on,
my girl.
Norm.
Yeah.
Okay, can we talk about Coachella?
Yeah. So this is another deep cut, but I, living in Oregon, was on the West Coast already, and kind of because of like Emma Chamberlain and like all the YouTuber people like would go to
Mhm.
Coachella. It's like kind of like
Yeah. Is it
it's
in
It's a thing.
California?
yeah, so
Yes.
it's in Indio, California, which is about like 50 minutes away from Palm Springs.
like,
So you
where's
have to
that?
like drive from LA to like it's like 3 hour drive with
Okay.
traffic. But it's like in the desert. And so growing up, I watched this, like, oh my God, my dream is to go to Coachella. I don't know. It's just like the biggest
Mhm.
pop culture music festival event ever. And so it was my second half of living in Oregon on the West Coast. I had just gotten a bonus at work, which was super exciting. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to figure out how to get to Coachella.
Mhm.
This
Like,
is my
why the
dream.
fuck not? Yeah.
Right. I went onto Twitter. It's always Twitter. It's
Always
always Twitter.
Twitter. I love that you still call it Twitter and not X, though.
No,
No.
no.
What the fuck
no.
is X?
That's
like
what
I
Twitter
Like
is
Elon,
called.
get it
I know,
together.
but like how do you just like, yeah, I was on
Yeah.
X today?
I was
like
on X.
shut
No, I
up.
know. And so,
Shut up.
yeah, I was looking around, and this girl, Zuri, shout out Zuri, she posted on Twitter, and she was like in all caps, like, "Hi, we're doing Coachella weekend 2, and we have one more slot in our Airbnb. Like, we really need someone to fill this. Like, please, 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 someone reach out." I'm like, okay, this like seems promising. She seems like a normal girl, whatever.
Mhm.
Reached out on Twitter DMs. I was like, hey, like, one, is this a scam? Two, how much is it? Three, have you ever been before? Because I've really never been to this area of California. I don't really know how to
I don't know
get in. I
anything,
literally don't
yeah.
know anything. And she reached out and she was like, yeah, we don't know a lot either. Me and my best friend that we grew up with are going to, we're trying to go with two other
Mhm.
girls from, actually from New York, who I'm going to meet up with soon next week. Shout
Oh my
out, shout out
God.
Baldwin and Mia. Love them. Yeah, literally, we were DMing, chatting, hitting it off, FaceTimed, and we were vibing super, super well. And literally it was just like set in stone, and literally they were like, yeah, like we grew up in LA, like we live in Koreatown, like we can, Zuri was like, I can pick you up from the airport and we can all drive together. And I
Oh
was like,
my
okay,
God.
on paper, like I'm meeting
On
up with
paper,
strangers
scary.
and they're picking me up from the airport, but like
It's fine.
they were like, we're the ones that should be worried, like you're a man, like, you know. And I'm
so
like, well,
true.
you know, it's yeah. But so flew to LA. They picked me up from the airport. We road tripped, and we literally spent like the whole weekend together, and we were like besties.
How
Like we hit it
fun.
off so well. And that was the year that it was Harry Styles when he brought out Lizzo. It was Billy, and it was The Weekend. So it was an amazing second weekend, and I saw like Rina Sawayama, she's amazing. You guys probably don't know her, but she's super cool. Phoebe Bridgers I saw, she did great. Saw the City Girls. I went from the City Girls to
course.
Phoebe Bridgers, which was like crazy. And then we got together again for year 2 to do Coachella
Come on.
for
Community.
just to do it again with them because we had such a good time, and it's like a little reunion with the girls. And that time, my good sis Makai, there's the shout out.
There
My
she
good sis Makai,
is.
also been through it with me. We're like ride or dies. We FaceTime like all the time. But Miss Mock, she wanted to go too, and we were like predicting like who's gonna be like 2023, and literally we predicted. I'm like Makai, like it's gonna be Blackpink. Like Blackpink, those are my girls. Like I love those girls so much.
Mhm.
I had seen them live twice in Chicago, like on the floor, was like front row. Like those are my girls.
Yeah.
I love the K-pop world. It's just like I like it for the video editing as well as the production and the value that goes into it and how much training they go through. Cause like
Mhm.
it's just a different level from like the States. But I was predicting that. I was like, they're gonna mix up. We were like Bad Bunny. He's having a crazy year. Bad Bunny, right?
The way I bought tickets that year.
You did. You
And then-
did.
You sold them.
I saw
Yeah.
them, yeah.
And then Frank was already confirmed.
I heard
And so
his set was bad though.
I was there.
What did you think?
So yeah, well, so the
You were like, yeah, it was bad.
the set list dropped and it was the three of them. I'm like, oh my God, like I have to go. Like I am like the biggest
Like a
Blink.
must,
Like
yes.
I need to hear Pretty Savage like in the desert. Like this is crazy.
Mhm.
Mind you, Coachella like in itself like is such a trek because like like the dirt is real.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you're getting home at like 3 in the morning and
And you're
like
covered,
you're
right?
covered in your throat with black
Yeah, I
dirt
see
blowing
everyone
it out.
has
Yeah, I woke
like
up with
almost like
yeah,
bandanas or like masks,
no,
right?
yeah. I was
'cause
like
of
snotting out blood, like
Right.
crazy.
the
Like
dust. It's just
yeah, it's
crazy.
crazy. Like it is in the desert
Not
heat.
my
It's like
asthma king.
no, I know. Yeah,
I'm like,
allergies
oh
like
my
no. Which
God.
it's in the desert and like the weather's pretty good, but it either will be like 100 or like
Yeah.
80. But we had pretty good weather, so it was fine. But yeah, it was just like a whole thing. And so yeah, me and Makai, we met up with everyone and Zuri and Izzy and like the crew, and we saw Bad Bunny. He slayed. It was like Michigan time for me though, so like LA time. It was
Oh.
like it was like I got home at 6 a.m. my time. And I was falling asleep sitting on the ground, like watching Bad Bunny.
You're like,
And then Post Malone was on the
Oh.
B stage, like with him, like just like fucked,
Not
like
Posty.
doing and then Blackpink, obviously, like incredible, like those are my
Mhm.
girls. And then Frank, the set. I'm not like a Frank stan. I appreciate his art, but I went to a different set and then somehow met up with the rest of my crew like for that. And he only did like 7 songs.
That's wild.
And it was
He was a
really
headliner?
weird. And yeah, it was really weird interludes and like weird production vibes. And he was kind of hiding behind the stage in this, but he was supposed to have like a huge ice skating rink of people like skating around. And he like last minute was like, I don't want this.
Cut it.
And like literally people just walked around in cloaks. It was the weirdest thing. And then literally it hit and he was like,
Giving
all right,
hope.
y'all, curfew. It's curfew. Coachella's telling me I got to get off stage. And they just went off and that was the end of the weekend. And it was like, that is the most anticlimactic like
Ending.
ending
To the
ever.
weekend.
Like the year before
yeah.
was the weekend and there were fireworks and this and it was like crazy, which like was super fun. And this was just like blacked out. And I'm
was
like
like,
literally have a video with like my eyes like this
Closing
high,
time.
like,
Everyone get
yeah.
the fuck out. Yeah.
And so Coachella is an experience. I recommend it for everyone. It is a
Yeah.
trek to get into with the shuttle system and everything.
Mhm.
But if you're a music, pop culture, like rave, like person, like
1 year.
like I don't even drink. I'm like a sober king. Like I don't drink or whatever. But like I still had the best time because I am just like high on the music and the production. People perform and have such good sets, and it's incredible. So yeah, definitely
Aw.
like one for the books. So
Aw.
Thank you for sharing.
yeah,
Okay, Noah, you know we're gonna ask.
yeah.
What makes you not from here?
So I would say the moment it really hit me, I was coming back home from my dance class, the final dance class of the set. It was like a 3-parter, and I'm taking I'm taking the subway back home after doing my class with my friend Leah. Shout out Leah. And there was this girl on the subway, and she was like had super tight clothes on, like in the corner, just like whatever. And she looked like confused and just like kind of like
I'm so scared.
I don't want to say cracked out, but like definitely cracked.
Yeah.
She was cracked. And I like just did like the Midwestern like cutesy little smile. The bitch started screaming at me like and I was like, oh my God. I was like, I don't know what to do. And I like literally was like, I like jumped and I was like, oh my God. And I thought she was gonna follow me. And I stared running. I was like, oh my God. And I
just
turned around.
imagining you like
know.
running through the
I know.
subway.
I turned around and she started doing it again. Just and I was like, I was just trying to be nice because she looked like she was having a bad day. And I like did the Midwest smile. And
Not
like,
the
now I
fucking
learned and I
Midwest
was
smile.
like, yeah, I'm not from here. It's like, I'm not from here. I hear all the other bitches on the podcast saying like, I'm not from here. I'm like, yeah, I get it. I get it. And my immune system, like, it's a lot so far. But
Yeah.
that girl, that crazy bitch, that was crazy.
She scarred you.
Yeah.
The way I'll like Midwestern smile at people sometimes, like,
No,
you know, or like at
It's
a
just
man.
the
and then
stupid
I'm
little
like,
grin.
oh,
No,
that
it-
man thinks that he can, like, that we're gonna marry.
No,
get married.
right? It was crazy. Yeah.
Like,
is
you can't
following
be
me now.
nice
Like,
here.
great.
Great,
You can't be
great.
nice here.
Definitely an adjustment for sure with that. But yeah, overall it's been good. I've been figuring it out and just enjoying my time in the city. And literally this was like a bucket list thing for me to do this with you guys.
Thank God.
So I'm so honored, like I said, to be here and just chat with you guys. Thanks for listening with me too.
Thank you so much for joining us. Are you
Yeah,
kidding? What a great
course.
episode and what a great
So happy it finally
Yes.
happened.
Yeah.
Yes. Where can the people find you?
We're workshopping the TikTok still. That has not see the light of day, but my Instagram is Noah, Noah_Wisniewski, Wisniewski.
Thank you. I love a
Polish
spell.
king.
A Polish
Of
king.
course. I know y'all about to do that. NOTFROS. Like, I know it's coming.
Next week, we are going to be joined by a very special guest. We're going to keep it a surprise for you just to keep things exciting. But I'll give you a hint. They're on Broadway. Whoa!
Good.
Whoa! So get pumped.
And she's a fan of the show.
And she's a fan of the
So
show.
true.
Just like all of you. So stay tuned and tune in next week for that.
If you have not already, please, please, please check out our YouTube channel curated by him. He's sitting right here. Like, come on. How can you
have
not?
to.
You have to.
Yeah, please do.
If you want to keep up with us on social media, our @ is @notfromhere.podcast. That is NOTFROMHERE.PODCAST. And as always, I am Riley Klauza.
I'm Isa Rodriguez.
I'm Noah Wisniewski.
And we're definitely
Not from here.
Bye.
That was so
Yay!
good. Oh my God.